Dave Neilson, Fantasy Sports Giant, coming back to you from the Fantasy Man Cave to give you Waiver Wire Watch Week 5 wide receivers. Got some big name wide receivers on bye this week. That's right, byes start this week, Week 5 in the NFL. Michael Thomas for the New Orleans Saints. Terrell Pryor, who finally showed up big last week with a big touchdown. He's on bye with the Washington Redskins. Both Emmanuel Sanders and Demaryius Thomas for the Broncos. And then finally, Julio Jones and Mohamed Sanu both suffered injuries last week. Jones with the hip flexor and Sanu with a hamstring injury. Both of them are on bye this week with the Atlanta Falcons. Hopefully they can rest up and will be ready for Week 6. We will keep an eye on that situation for you. So I got a couple names you should look at this week for waivers in your fantasy football leagues. First off, wide receiver Jerron Brown for the Arizona Cardinals caught 8 passes off 12 targets last week. That's big news for him. Obviously, the Cardinals are going to throw the ball in that offense. Looks like they're going to be in a lot of shootouts, dogfights, playing from behind there with the Arizona Cardinals. They miss David Johnson a lot. I think this kind of opens things up for Jerron Brown. Obviously, there's still Fitzgerald and John Brown, but I think Jerron Brown is going to be used a lot in this offense. Pick him up if he's available. Also, wide receiver Will Fuller for the Houston Texans showed up last week, finally coming off that broken collarbone injury. 2 touchdown passes from Deshaun Watson. I like Will Fuller. This is a talented wide receiver. Definitely, if he's available, which he should be in most leagues due to that injury, pick this guy up. And then finally, Adam Humphries for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You wouldn't think so with Deshaun Jackson and, of course, the number 1 Mike Evans there for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But Adam Humphries has had 17 targets over the last 2 weeks, has caught 12 of them. This is a guy they will use. I think he will definitely be using this offense. Has established a role there for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So I like Adam Humphries as well. Also, some guys you might want to target just for some spot starts or stash them for later weeks for buys. Let's look at Tyrell Williams for the Los Angeles Chargers. Broke out last week with 100 yards and a touchdown. Won't do it every week, but again, this is a guy that you could pick up to use just for a bye week replacement. Cooper Kupp for the Los Angeles Rams. Caught a touchdown last week, had 60 yards. Again, he's an up and down wide receiver. He's a rookie. This week, a tough matchup against the Seahawks. However, I see he's available in a lot of leagues. Pick this guy up, stash him away. And then another guy who has a favorable matchup this week, Jermaine Kearse for the New York Jets going against the Cleveland Browns. The Browns give up a lot of yards through the air. Kearse could have a big week, and he could be a nice replacement for one of your bye week wide receivers. This has been Dave Neilson, your Fantasy Sports Giant. Stay tuned for more Waiver Wire Watch for Week 5.